Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. Can the quarterback free agency market get any crazier, Perna? Well, the answer is yes, now that Cam Newton is a free agent. And per Adam Schefter, Newton is hungrier than ever. So, if you live close to Cam Newton and you are fortunate enough to have some extra groceries, please make sure to deliver those to Cam so he does not go hungry. I bet Cam wishes he didn't lose that Oikos yogurt sponsorship right about now. Today, though, we'll cover this Cam Newton and strange quarterback market. Robby Anderson found a new team, plus Eric Dickerson becomes the latest person to point out just how dumb the new Rams logo is. That's good. Sports. Please, you're running out of excuses as to why you can't subscribe to this YouTube channel. I know you got extra time. I know you do. I do have big dick Patreon shoutouts for Will, Tobias, Kyle, Wade, and Gene Hormigoso. Thank you guys so much for your support. Patreon.com/ThatsGoodSports. That's where you can support this channel. We do a Patreon-only video every month for all $5 patrons. And we just got to figure out what that next video will be. Because I don't know what the hell to talk about anymore. Look, I've already roasted the new Rams logo, and we don't need to harp on this, but hearing arguably the greatest Ram to ever play confirm he hates it too was just too funny not to share here. Eric Dickerson on the Doug Gottlieb Show.
ED, have you seen the Rams' new logo?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I just got the phone with some of the guys. We had a call then just a minute ago to the team that helped kind of put the logo together.
What'd you think?
No, don't like it. I mean, I think I'm like most people, you know. I just
all of them? I'm like, because I do like the new Ram head. Like, there's actually a head of a ram.
Yeah, with like the bone head, like
yes.
the one like a skeleton head.
Yes. Kind of like
that's
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all right. That ain't great. That's okay. I mean, that one is cool.
And that's Eric Dickerson being nice. He was trying to be nice, and I want to help him out here because the head, the Ram head, also sucks. It sucks just as bad as the LA part of the logo. Now, we've seen the internet's mashup. Is the internet's mashup of the logo better? Sure. But this is still, how do you say this? A bitch-ass ram that would die a virgin in nature. That's what this looks like to me. What I don't understand is why wouldn't the Rams just present, say, I don't know, 3 rebrand mock-up designs and let the fans vote on them? Set aside the fact that nobody in LA gives a shit, but any team redesigning their logo should make sure the fans like it before making a final decision. That feels so obvious to me. The best part, though, the video I wish I had seen yesterday is from the Rams Twitter account with the quote, "It feels like we did it right."
I glance back at it every week, and not once yet have I said to myself, like, man, if we only would have this. It just feels like we did it right.
No, you did not do it right, Steve McClard. You objectively did it wrong. This is the most unintentionally ironic video I have ever seen. And I have been watching.
I'm a pretty woman lover, I'm an ugly woman's dream.
I mean, they openly admit that they just did a rough draft and said, yep, fuck it, good enough for the Rams.
When we first had it complete and I was ready to send it off to the NFL, I thought, this is it. I mean, I didn't even think I was going to have to go back for another iteration because, I mean, it looked that great.
This is proof, kids, that you do not need actual talent to do anything in life. As bleak as the future seems right now, just know in a few years, you too could be the senior director at Nike. Just ignore the fact that the Rams Stadium looks like their old logo and have your most creative aunt mock you up a new design. Boom, top job at Nike Design for you.
It just feels like we did it right.
Just play that soundbite after any wrong decision moving forward and it will never not be funny.
It just feels like we did it right.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying. You know, we've been waiting for Miami spring break for a while. About 2 months we've had this trip planned.
It just feels like we did it right.
The Denver Broncos select Paxton Lynch, quarterback, Memphis.
It just feels like we did it right.
Yep, all of those worked. Now, Cam Newton has been released by the Panthers. Speaking of Panthers, if you haven't started watching Tiger King on Netflix, I suggest you do immediately. You might be scared right now. You might think things are bad in your life, but once you see the tiger freaks and how they live, you will be grateful for everything you have, especially if you haven't resorted to eating expired meats from Walmart. You'll get that once you watch Tiger King. Now, if we weren't in the middle of a global pandemic, this Cam Newton release would seem bizarre. An NFL team releasing a former Rookie of the Year who set the rushing and passing record for a rookie QB, the 2015 League MVP, and the first cross-dresser to quarterback a team in the Super Bowl would be an amazing story if we could bring ourselves to believe it mattered. Cam's exit from Carolina is one of the most unceremonious departures in all sports since Phillip Rivers. 2020 NFL free agency is the biggest shakeup to NFL team quarterback rosters in the history of the league, and we can't properly enjoy it. It's like those ruined orgasm videos on Pornhub that I've definitely never watched out of curiosity. Cam Newton getting released any other year would be the #1 offseason football story, but with Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers switching teams, Andrew Luck retiring 8 months ago, Lamar Jackson's MVP season, it's like the 5th biggest quarterback story within a year. Like, I don't know what people would be more excited about right now. A Cam Newton signing or an Andy Dalton trade? Oh, fuck me. Oh, God. Pretty sure those are allergies. Those are allergies. Now, the Panthers did try to trade Cam to the Bears and Chargers, but could not make a deal happen, probably because they got too greedy. Again, nobody knows the exact state of Cam Newton's arm health. And we exist in a paused world where each team can't easily evaluate that with their own staff and trainers. Adam Schefter reported that Cam Newton had a physical in Atlanta yesterday with both his shoulder and foot checking out as healthy. If Newton is healthy, some team is going to get a massive upgrade at the position at a ridiculously fair price. Now, I love Tyrod Taylor, but the Chargers would be stupid to not seriously consider Cam Newton. The Panthers got more for Kyle Allen in a 5th-round pick than they could get for Cam Newton. Again, absolutely ridiculous, but it gets crazier because Carolina signed wide receiver Robby Anderson to a 2-year, $20 million deal after Cam Newton was released. Cam's basically watching his ex-girlfriend get a boob job right after the breakup. I'd say it's like watching your ex drop 20 pounds, but I don't want people to think I was trying to fat shame Kelvin Benjamin. Cam has to go to a better team now to make the Panthers jealous. That's all he can do at this point. Carolina may have also got nothing for Cam because he's due $21 million in 2020. So obviously that's a big risk for any team to take if they can't have their team doctor stick an index finger up Cam Newton's rectum to ensure he doesn't have coronavirus in his throwing arm. I'm pretty sure I don't have it after the guy at Walgreens did the same thing to me. Well, it was outside of the Walgreens by the dumpster, but the guy had a Burger King uniform on and a rubber glove and said it was the fastest testing method in the state. So I said, what the hell, and got tested just to be safe. Instant results say I am very, very healthy. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Panthers only absorbed $2 million in dead cap by releasing Cam Newton. Now, the Chargers are still the odds-on favorites to land Cam Newton, followed by the Miami Dolphins, the New England Patriots. I think the Steelers are in the mix somewhere, but if I'm Cam, I want to go to the Chargers with the good receiving weapons they have in Hunter Henry, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Austin Eckler out of the backfield. Cam Newton could make Austin Eckler the highest-scoring fantasy back in 2020. Now, Von Miller versus Cam Newton twice a year would be really interesting to watch. But then again, it would kind of be like expecting a toddler to pass the bar exam because you give them an extra hour to study. But that actually gives me another idea for my new show that I'm going to pitch to ABC, Child Lawyer. That's right, Child Lawyer. Imagine this, he opens a briefcase at the big trial and a bunch of Legos fall out. Somehow his defendant gets the death penalty. for jaywalking. That's how bad this toddler is at law. Child lawyer. This is what happens when young Sheldon's mom drinks during pregnancy. This fall on ABC. Now, there are still a lot of good players in free agency who have not signed with teams yet. So if you're waiting for your team to sign a guy, there's still some good players out there. And as Tom Pelissero pointed out, Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, and Jadeveon Clowney are all first overall picks who are now free agents. And all of those players are looking for their next home due to wildly different circumstances. Newton, because of an injury and an ownership change, which was set in motion by the Me Too movement. Jameis Winston, who participated in the Me Too movement as a sex offender at least twice. Doesn't have a job because of any of that, but because he throws interceptions faster than this bullshit virus can spread. And Jadeveon Clowney unfortunately landed in the care of Bill O'Brien. The only guy, by the way, to lose to Jeffrey Morris Esquire, child lawyer. I think Clowney lands back in Seattle. I think Winston might be out of the league until a team loses a starter due to injury. And I think Bill Belichick should figure out a way to get a medical evaluation of Cam Newton. If anyone can bend the rules, it's Bill. He may even go as far as evaluating Cam on a private beach somewhere. As long as it's not in Brazil, where police are using their helicopters to create sand tornadoes around people breaking quarantine rules. Oddly, this is the exact same process the Rams used to determine their new logo. Now, sure, the NFL will find out what Bill did in 3 years, and that Cam wore an amazing disguise to sneak onto Bill's 8 Rings boat for a secret medical exam, but Bill will have already defeated Tom Brady in the Super Bowl with Cam Newton by 52 points and then retired, while Brady's body finally declines as he's forced to eat a single carb due to food shortages. So, maybe things are looking up. Also, Chargers dropped their new logo, and they learned from their first mistake when fans unanimously shat on their dumb LA design, and they quickly reverted back to the old Chargers logo, and now they just went with outlining the current Chargers bolt and throwing a bolt on the A. Simple, but it works. And more evidence, you too could be the head of creative for any organization on earth. Thanks for watching. That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on the YouTubes. Again, I'm still working on free agency winners and losers. Things keep happening, so I keep kind of pushing that back, but I'm gonna get those videos up. I swear to you.